Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, and we now have pack 4 of Modelspace Build Your Own Thunderbird 2. Okay, this time we're going to make sure we've got the full footage with all of these, this build now. By the look of it, I've had a quick look through this magazine. We are going to be building, let me just show you on here. We're going to be building some more on the pod, and we're going to be building Firefly and more Firefly. I think that's it. We're going to be doing some interior work on the pod as well, putting some gangways in at the top and stuff like that. Once again, I use a PDF file which I've actually printed out, but when you get this, you'll be able to go online and just print the PDF out or work from it from your screen. If this whets your appetite, this video, and you want to subscribe to this yourself, all you need to do is go down to this link here, type that link in, and as you can see, you get a 5% discount there if you put that code in when you subscribe. And you have got 2 subscription options. You can have this over 12 months or 24 months. With 12 months, you get a delivery every month. With the 24 one, you get one every other month, but it's a little bit cheaper a month. But that's all of that. Let's get building because I'm dying to get on with this. The first thing we're going to be doing, I'm just opening my book up, is we're going to be doing the pod 3 base. So this is the pack that we're going to be working from. Let's get this open. Once again, I chuck all my rubbish on the floor, and believe me, after these builds, you really don't want to see what that looks like. Got a pack of screws here, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is open these screws up, because we are going to need them. And I always check when I open them up just to make sure that they are all the same size. These are all the same size in this pack. We've got, oh God, we've got some things here as well which are already open, so I better be careful. There's a little hole in the pack there, so let's just cut this pack and get all of this out as well. I've got no idea what this is yet, so bear with me. We've got tubes and 4 washers in there as well. So this pack, as you can see, 2 metal rods, 2 plastic tubes, 4 little plugs that go on the end, and the base unit there, I guess. First thing we're going to do, step 1, we're going to be getting this unit here, and quite easily you've got these 4 holes here. They're going to be going over the top of these, just like, whoop, get it in. So I'm going to move these to one side because I'm going to get really confused by it. So anyway, it looks just like that. Step 2, we're going to be screwing these in with 4 of these screws, so let's do that now. Now I'm confident this one's going to go well. Actually, pack 3 went really good as well. It was a really good build, and it's just a shame that I lost that footage, because I would have loved you to see me putting the frames on. But as I said, we will be doing that again, and I'm really impressed with the Fab 1 car. And what I'm doing at the moment, if you have a look behind me, is I've started putting the vehicles just on there. I'm going to have them going all the way across, because I am aiming to have the Thunderbird 2 suspended from the ceiling, so that in all of my videos in future, you will be able to see it. Just in the background, just around about there. About there. Well, it's going to have to hang quite low, actually. So, got to make sure I don't hit my head. Okay, this is the 4th screw in. And step 3 is basically saying this is what it looks like. So you should have that completed, and we look at the other side, nice and flush. So that was the pod 3 base completed. Now what we're going to be doing, step 4, we're going to be getting one of these tubes and putting in one of these plugs at the end. It says fit a roller end into a roller, just like that, and make sure there are no gaps. Definitely there's no gaps. Fit the other end and then repeat, so you have 2 rollers with both ends fitted. Now these don't just sit in. Like, if I turn them upside down, they're going to come out. So I'm holding them in with my hand at the moment. But I'm guessing something's going to be holding them in. So once you've got 2 ends in just like that, with both ends fitted, we're going to be fitting an axle through the holes in the rods. So this is the axle, the little metal thing. Going to be fitting that through all the way to the other side. Whoops. And as you can see, it just spills out the other side there. Now, I think the reason this doesn't need gluing is because when this goes into the base, which we're going to be putting it into, it's going to be held in that way. So once we've done that, we're going to be doing this to the other one. So there's one there. I'm just going to leave that just there. Once the, oh look, the rod's fallen out of one side. There we go. Just like that. We're going to do the same to the other one. This is step 7, 8 and 9, which means we'll have 2 at the end of the day. Just like that. There we go, we've got 2 rollers in there. Step 10, we're going to start putting these into this section here. Now these will just slot into the gaps that we've got here and here. So let's put them in. That's the first one in. They've got in really easy. And there's the second one in. So there we go. That is now on rollers. That's steps 10, 11, 12 and 13 completed of that unit there. Now we're going to be bringing over the pod section from stage 3. I'm just leaning over to get that, which looks just like that. Oh, looks good, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to be putting this pod section, it's going to go around the other way, on top of this. And that will keep that all secure in place. I'm hoping it will be a nice fit, but you've basically got all of these pinholes here, which you've got to line up with the ones just on the bottom of the base there. So let's do that. I'm being very quiet while I'm doing this, because I want this to fit perfectly. Okay, that is in. Okay, once we've got them in, we need to line up the holes, which I've just done. That was step 15. Step 16, check the rollers are still in position and can rotate freely. Well, they can, because look, I'm just rolling that along there. And then we're going to turn the screw into the central hole. So we're going to screw this in by putting a screw, just show you on the top camera there, into this center hole just there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, just there. Okay. And this will hold this in. So typical, I just dropped a screw. I'm sure I'll find that afterwards. Let's get another one in. So let's put this into the center hole. That's gone in perfectly. And once that's done, we're going to be putting in screws into the other two holes. I'm just going to, which is one at this end and one at this far end here. So these are the ones nearest to the hatch doors we're going to be putting in. So this one you probably see on the side camera, but it's going in there. Perfect. And then one just the other side on this one here. That's probably a lot better actually to see on the top camera, this last one going in here. So these are the ones by the hatch door. These are going in really easy. So now I should be able to turn this upside down and just show you the rollers. As you can see, they're free to roll on there, no problems at all. So we've got the 3 screws in there. Now we're going to be putting 6 screws all the way around these other holes. Now the only hole, by the look of it, just checking, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Why have I got an extra hole? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we've got one to put in this one here as well. So basically every screw hole that we see on the base of this vehicle is going to end up having a screw in it. So we've got that one in. Let's do the next one. Now these are the ones all on the outside we're putting in now. It's quite secure in there now anyway, so I don't think it matters if you tighten it a little bit like you tighten a rocker head cover. I mean, normally I'd go to the other side. Let's do that anyway. Just so that there's a even pressure going all around the vehicle there. Quite a few screws going into this one. 4 more screws to put in. So I'll put one at this side. What did you think of the detailing of the pod last time? That says to me how detailed the whole model is. And I've had a quick look through the instructions for pack 4. And when the little gangway comes in, which is going to be going above this section here and here, wow, it really pops. It really, really pops. I'm glad we had a spare screw in this, because I'm not going to need to find that one on the floor, because I've got 2 screws to put in. That's one, and the last screw I've got will fit into the last hole here. I like how this is on rollers. Perfect, and that's that stage complete. And as you can see, that moves quite freely on its own. Looks like that from the bottom, and then all the screws, show you on the side camera, there we go, are all in. I'm going to put this to one side, just over this side over here, because we're on the next stage. Now the next stage, we're going to start doing pod-free details. Nope, we're going to bring that back, because we're going to be putting details on Firefly. So I'm looking for a pack. As you see, we've got loads of packs here. I'm looking for a pack which is sort of like got a gold thing in it, a little bit like these, but looks more like, so look at this one. Nope. Look at this one. Ah, there. Looks like that. That's what I'm after. I'm just going to make sure no other pack's got anything. Yep. So the piece I'm looking for has got that little gold bit in it there. So we're going to open this up. And the bits that we're going to need from it are, I'm going to have to just take them out. This gold thing here, a plug, which is, tiny thing just at the bottom there. A couple of details which look a bit like, these things here. So we got one, and then another one there, two. And then some of these grey details, which are these ones here. So we got one and two. That's all we're going to need for this stage. So I'm going to put that to one side, and I've got my trusty glue because I'm guessing we're going to need that. And it says basically we're going to fit this plug cover, which is this bit here, to the screw hole. This one here. This is the screw hole next to these little channels here. So we're going to put a plug cover just over there. What I'll do is I'm going to just put a dab of glue just on the edges here. Now this glue, if you've just seen on the last video that I did, is brand new because the other one ran out. So I'll get that in there. Going to be pretty hard to show you on camera. Just get my cloth. See, I keep a trusty cloth here because I've got a little bit of glue bleed there, but that's off. And that's that plug-in. That just goes in just like that, perfectly. Next stage we're going to be doing, stage 2, we're going to be putting the gold detail in. Now this gold detail's got two little pins at the bottom here. They're going to correspond to these two pins just on the side camera there. So this is going to go in this way. Let's put turbo glue on that. And a dab of glue on that side. And this is going to be pointing towards these channels here. So just like that. That pressing, so it's looking perfect just like that. And then step 3, we're going to be putting one of these details in. Now these, I'm just looking at them, look exactly the same. I'm just seeing if there is any difference. There's no difference, so it doesn't matter what one you use. We're going to be putting one of these in. Fit detail 2 is going to be going in this side, pointing towards the rear hatch door, and there's 2 of those to put in. So what I'll do is I'll dab some glue on where these are going on the model. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll put these 2 in. This will be steps 3 and 4. So number 3 is in. They do take quite a bit of pressure to push down these ones, so just to let you know that one. But that was those 2 details in there, and that was step 4 completed. Step 5, we're going to be putting these things in. Now we've got 2 different versions, one with a grey end, one without a grey end. The end that it wants me to use first is the one with the grey end, and that's going to be going in these 2 pinholes just here. So I will dab this with some glue. 1, 2. Tiniest bits of glue I'm using on this because, as I said, I don't want to swamp the vehicle in glue. Push that in firmly, so that's that detail in there. And then the last detail we've got is just this bit here, which is going to stand up in this plug hole that we've got here. Just there, and it's going to stand up kind of like that. It is directional because it's got a little extra bit on there. I don't know if the white balance lets you see that. There we go. Which matches that socket. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that. Excellent. And we'll get that in. I'm going to be quiet here because I've got to make sure this is perfectly straight. Excellent. And that is that detailing just like that. So we don't need the pod now. The pod can actually just go over this side, and I'm going to bring back this little pack here because we're going to start building on the Firefly. So for this, we've got these 2 tracks. We've got the base unit. It's pretty much like how all the other vehicles have been built. We're going to be breaking these things open. We're going to be getting off these tyres on here. Come on, get off. We're going to be getting these tyres off here, and then we're going to be taking the burrs off them. And once again, I don't use sprue cutters for this. I just use a little bit of an emery board if they have got burrs on them. So we'll get all of these pieces off. There's loads of them. Now, there is 2 of these packs, but I'm just taking them all off now to save on time later. So we might have to, we might have a stage where we have to take this side off as well. But what I'll do is I'll have a good study of these just to see if any of these bits have got. They are coming off really well, trust me. So if you have got burrs to cut off, see, that's all clear. There's not going to be a lot on there, trust me. But I've got my trusty emery board here, so I'm just looking around, just seeing if any of them have got any. I mean, they come off really, really clean. No, I'm not going to have to do anything. That's excellent. So step one of building Firefly, we've got these two traction bits here. We've got one that looks like this, which is sort of like the male version of it, and the female version of it is just looking like this. Now you've got a flat side, and you have got a side with like an indent circle in it as well. The indent circle is going to be pressed up against that one, so it's looking just like that. But that means we need a little touch of glue. So put some glue on this. Again, not a lot of glue, just a couple of dabs. 1, 2. I'm going to put that in, push it down like that, and then push it together. It is directional. It can only go in one way because you've got a little lip on that. When you put that in, a little tiny lip, so it can only go in one way. But that's one piece done. Just making sure that's secured tightly, which it is. So that's the first one done. And we're going to do that again with the second one. So we've got another one here and this one here. Pour a dab of glue on that. And whoops, and believe me, I've already had a look on the internet to see what's the easiest way to get the glue off of this thing. And according to the internet, there isn't. So I've got a funny feeling, there we go, that one's in as well. So that's the second one. I'm going to be chucking this cutting mat away at the end of it, but we'll have to see. So we've got those two bits done. We're going to be repeating the same with these bits over here. Now we've got 6 of these bits. So we're going to be putting all of these together, and this is steps 4, 5 and 6. So let's get doing that now. Remember, you want the flat end to be facing out when we put these together. And they are directional, so one, just like that. And put it to one side. These ones are going to be a lot quicker because they don't have... I'm going to put these on the glass actually for now, because I really don't want them sticking to the mat. Because you don't have that little lip that means it's got to go in one way. But it is nice just being able to use a tiniest bit of glue on these two. You see, I'm just putting these in, and I'm giving them pressure and then just putting them to one side, because this glue is sticking absolutely instantly. Hence why most of the time I glue my fingers to the model or the work surface or the dog. It goes everywhere. Let me just show you this one once I put this one in. So look, when you got it in, look on the top camera there. So look, you've got a little bit of lip coming out there, and on the other side you've got the silver little hub there. 2 more to do. Now all of these models we built, even the Fab 1, which you didn't see me build in pack 3, are built exactly the same way. What you're seeing me do here is pretty much exactly the same for every model. So you can see how easy it is. To be honest with you, this bit that I'm doing now is probably the hardest bit of putting this whole thing together. But that is all 6 of those completed. Once we've done that, we're going to be opening this pack up here for the axles, because we're going to start putting these together. So trusty scissors and get all 4 axles out. The first bit of the axle we're going to be putting together is the ones with the cogs on it, and you only put them on one side. So that's just on one side there. And the way this one's going to be going into the vehicle, the back of the vehicle's this area here with the triangle. This is step 9, and the front end's the flat end here. So in the back end here, we're going to be putting one of the cog ones, and then we're going to mirror it on the other side with the other. I keep calling it a cog. I hope it's a cog. And then just push them together. So that looks just like that. Okay, nice and tight together. And then we're going to repeat the process all the way for the rest of the tyres. And this will take us all the way up to step 14. So let's do that now. One in. If I just do the one sides first, that's how they've done it in this magazine here. They've already loaded all 3 of these up. 2. I keep calling it a magazine as well. I meant PDF. 3. And that's those 3 in. And then we'll put the other sides in. So we got 1. Nice and hard, because we don't want this coming out later on. 2. And last but not least, 3. And that takes us up to stage 14. Very good. Stage 15, we're just going to be putting the tracks on. And just like last time, these tracks go around the lip, not inside the lip. So when we put this on, you should find it fits quite comfortably, just sitting outside just like that. There we go. So I'll show you on my finger. See, it just basically moves absolutely lovely. So we do the same to the other side. And then that, I'm starting to get catchphrases with these videos now. My friends, is that completed? So when that's moving along, I don't know if you can see it on the side camera. There we go. So that's the base of Firefly absolutely completed. Next stage, we're going to be putting some more details on the little pod here. And for that, I've got to find a pack. So the pack we're looking for has got some door looking bits in it. Ah, looks like that. So what we'll do is we'll get these broken open and see what we need. I'm going to have to open this really carefully because if you look in this, there's some really tiny bits. So, please don't go everywhere. Please don't go everywhere. What I tend to find is if I put my hand on top now, it won't go everywhere. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, so the bits we're going to need are these two sort of whitish bits here. Let's use my magnetic screwdriver to help me get these out. So we've got one, those two bits there. We're going to need the door, 2, sort of lab part 3 they call it, that one there. A cylinder, which is a little red thing. Now that's all these details in this little tiny pack here. Let's get the light off of that so you can see that. There we go, all the details in there. We're going to need all of them. Well, actually, we're going to need just one of them, that cylinder bit there. And then we're going to need the plugs, which are in this pack here. Nothing else we need on that, so I'm going to put that to one side. We'll get the plugs open, because we're going to need all 6 of them. And I'm going to try and just get that cylinder out without taking everything else out of that pack for the minute. So, come on, you. There we go. All the plugs are out. And then this cylinder, which is going to be tiny. I think I'm going to use some tweezers on that one because that is a really, really tiny bit. And you see, I've had some other bits fall out. Just get it going over here and just get my tweezers. Just so I can fish that little tiny bit out there. There you go. Look how tiny that is. I'm going to put the cover just slightly on that gently there. They're all the bits we're going to be needing. So it says fit pad labs part 1 and 2 like this. So this is part 1 and this is part 2, and these bits are going to be fitted together. Basically you've got a pin there and a recess for it to go there. They're going to be glued in just together just like that. So this is steps 1. We're going to put a dab of glue just on that bit there. Excellent. Pin this together. It can only go one way, so there we go, and that looks just like that. Excellent. Put that to one side because now that little cylinder bit's going to be going in. We need this section here, which is the sort of like the lab exterior, and it's going to be going with the yellow part pointing up. Now this is going to be really tiny, so what I'll do, I'm just having a quick look at the picture here and how they've got it. Yeah, it can only go in one way. As long as the yellow part's pointing up, it's going to be going in that recess just there. So what I'm going to do is put a little dab of glue on this, and then I'm going to put it in with the with me tweezers because this is so tiny. So little dab of glue just on the end here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And hopefully I can get this in nice and gently. I'm going to show you on this camera me putting this in. Here we go. That has gone in really well. I'm just giving it a bit of pressure, but there we go. That looks really good, doesn't it? I'm going to leave that to dry just over there for a minute. That was a really hard detail, but next thing we're going to do is we haven't got time to leave that over there because we need that. We're going to be putting this bit on top. Now this bit, you've got 4 holes in there corresponding to these 4 holes here. That's just going to clip in just like that. So we'll get some glue on these pins here. This is step 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. They should hold that perfectly in there. Get this lined up. And get it squeezed down. When you squeeze it down, you don't want any gap showing, so it's going to need some force. Did you hear that click in there. There we go, no gap showing at all. That's how that looks. That was stage 3. Stage 4, we're going to be putting this little white bit we made. Same thing, we've got some little pins on this side here. I'm just seeing how this goes. You've got 2 little pin marks just on the bottom there, so that's going to be sitting just on the edge, just like that. So again, we'll get some glue on just these bits here. 1, 2, and we'll put that bit in now, just like that. Now when we put this bit in, we want to make sure it's straight from the eye, looking down it like that. My one is just tilted over just a tip, just a touch, just a touch. Excellent, so that's that in, just like that. Okay, that was step 4. Step 5, we're going to be putting some of these plugs in to all of these parts that we're showing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 screws showing, and they're going to go in the 6 spots that you can see there. So again, I'm going to put a dab of glue on just each one of these plugs. 1, 2, and just put them in. I'll put the easiest ones in first, I think. So that's 1 in. The glue needs to go on the outside of these plugs if you want it to stick. 2. I think for these ones, I'm going to have to just glue inside because I'm going to get in such a mess. They're going to be so hard to put in anyway. 3. I could probably open the hatch door actually, which make things easier, which is what I think I'll do. Let's just open all these hatch doors. That one and that one, and then we can get all of these in now. So here's the first one. First one, I've already put the first one in. 4 more to put in. So there's the second one. Here's the third one. And then that makes the floor. Well, obviously this isn't coming apart again now. Oh, that one's going to be a tricky one to put in. There we go. That's all the plugs in place. So the floor now, as you can see, both cameras there, it's completely full. Once we've done that, we're going to be putting this little control unit that we made in place. Now this is going to be going on the large door side. It's going to be going, turn it around, into these 3 holes just here. It's going to be going in just like, when I get it in, just like, oh, get in there, just like that in there. It's going to be fiddly to get this in, I have to say, so I'm just going to have a look at this, how the best way to do this is. Just like that, that's going to go. So I'm going to put a dab of glue just on these pins here. 1, 3 of these pins, 2, 3. And hopefully I can get this in exactly like I did before without spilling any glue on the base, which looks like it's done perfectly. And there we go, that's that detail in. We've got the little lab in there. Okay, next stage we're going to be doing, make sure there are no gaps between the lab 4. Nope, there isn't, there's no gaps at all. And the rear of the lab will sit against the circle section of the frame like this. This is step 9, which it does. I'll show you that from the back. Just sitting against that bit of a frame there, look at that, which is good. And that's it, that's that stage complete. I'm just going to close these doors again now, and I'll move the pod over this side now because I'm still building the Firefly, which means we need to bring this section over here. And basically I think we need every other detail in this now, so let's get those all out. Nothing else in there. We're probably going to need those little details in the pack there. But what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be taking this massive base section here and we're going to be holding it this way round, because the first thing it wants me to do, it says glue the aerial base 1 to the rear of the underside of the vehicle. The aerial base 1, I'm guessing, is one of these really tiny bits here, which it is. So I'm going to get all of these out now, which the bit we're looking for, God, it's so tiny, is this little silvery bit, just like that. Oh my God, it's tiny. Right, which way round does this go? Now this aerial base here, this is step 1, is going to be going on this side, just in this section just here. Now it goes in this way, but as you can see, this is going to be really fiddly to put in. So all of these sections are going to be glued in with, So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to figure out what actual way it goes round. I'm just having a look at the magazine here, sorry, the book, and it basically goes in sort of like down into the bit just like that. It's going to fit in just like that there. So we're going to need some glue, and what I'll do is I'll hold that. Oh god, this is going to be hard. I'm trying to think where the best place to put the glue is to hold this in. If I hold this kind of like, oh god, this way around, just like that, I'm going to put a dab of glue just at the bottom here, so that bit's in. Excellent. And I'm going to just drop that bit in to where it goes on the vehicle, just like, oh, this is hard, just like, get in there. Oh, it's tricky. Right, okay, it's these fiddly bits that get me every time. I'm going to try and grip hold of that now, and just push it into where it goes. Ah, excellent, just like that. There we go, and that's that bit in. I'm just going to push it down a little bit with that, and that's not moving. That is the aerial done. That's a tiny detail that was, look at that. Next stage, we're going to be putting the remove the radiator fins from their sprues and trim any burrs. So we've got radiator fins on these sprues here. I'm just seeing what they look like. I'm guessing they don't look like that. The radiator fins look like, which one is the radiator fins? I'm just having a quick look. Radiator fins are the ones that attach to, aha, these are the radiator fins just here on this one. Two bits here. So let's get them off the sprues here. For this, to get these off, I am going to need my trusty, I can't find my nail clippers. Let's just cut these off. So we got, oh, there they are. Right, so to get these radiator fins off, I'm going to need my trusty little nail clippers, and almost off. That's one off, that's two off, that's empty. I'm just going to tidy up the burrs. These bits are quite thick on here, so they would have had burrs if I hadn't used, that one's fine, if I hadn't used my little clippers here, and that one's fine as well. I'm just checking both sides, making sure that that is clear there. Looks good, looks good. Okay, so these radiator fins, they're going to be going on the other two sections here, and basically they're going to be slotting in just like, we'll get one in and then I'll be able to see how they go. Right, I'm just looking at how this is. Right, so they're going to be slotting in just like that. I'm going to put the second one in now just so you can see, and then we'll take them out. You basically, oh, they're quite a tight fit. They're going to be going in just like that. So it's going to look like that from the front of the vehicle, and that's what it looks like when we put these in. But we're going to take them out again because we're going to glue these things in. Best way to glue these, I'm guessing, is to put a dab of glue just on this edge here. One, two. And we'll get these fins in. The fins are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which one goes in the left side and which one goes in the right, as long as they go in. So we've got one in there. Put the other one in. The second one here is quite a lot stiffer, I have to say. Get in there. There we go. They should be symmetrical, so hang on. Still not happy with that. Just looking down, yeah, that's perfect. So looks like that, and so from the side they look exactly symmetrical. So that's the radiator fins in. That was quite a tricky part, that was, step 3. Step 4, we're going to be putting the cover on this section now. This is the cover here. It can only go in, sorry, this is the cover, wrong one, here. It can only go in one way because you've got two little pinholes here. Okay, so they are going to basically fit over the top just like that. So let's get some glue onto this. There are a lot of bits that look very similar in this section here. So I thought I'd just warn you about that. This, just put it in stage 4 now. So we'll get this bit in, and then you'll be able to see what that looks like from the front. Now it clips in, and when it clips in, you don't want any gap. As a matter of fact, there is a little gap, but I'm not going to be able to do much about that. But that looks like that. It is down as far as it's going to go. So that's that section there. Okay, that was step 4 done. Step 5, we're going to be going to the other side here, and we're going to be putting another detail in, which is basically this detail here, looking just like that. And as you see, you've got 2 pinholes here. They're going to be going onto this section here, matching the frame of the ship just like that. So we'll get some glue in on these bits here. 1, 2, and we'll put these 2 bits together here. So that fits perfectly flat. Excellent. Now step 5's done, looking just like that. Step 6, we're going to be putting another detail, which is this bit here, and this is going to be going on these 3 holes just on the side here, and that's going to be going on that way round. So that's like the cockpit header. Again, it can only go on one way, so we'll put some little glue spots on the end of these. 1, 2, 3. That's excellent. So I'm just holding that in place for a minute, and that's how it's going to look from that side there. And that's in. Just looks like that for the back. Okay, next bit we're going to be doing, that was step 6. Step 7. Making sure that's perfectly symmetrical. Yep, step 7. We're going to be putting some details on. Now the details are going on this front section here. Really tiny ones. That's these little red things here. They're going to be sort of like a left lamp cover here, they're called. They're going to be going round the lamps. Now they are directional, so these are going to be sitting, just seeing the thick end goes to the top. So when these are on, let's just have a quick look at this one. Sorry, the thick ends are going towards the bottom. I mean, if you try and put them in the wrong way, like I just did there, it's going to look stupid. So let's get these 2 bits on. I'm going to put a dab of glue just on where these are covering. I'll do both sides now, and that will save time later. And then this side. And that noise there, as you can hear, is my camcorder running out. So I'll show you on the side camera this one. Whoops. That's 1 on. Last but not least, that's 2 on. They can only go on one way. Whoops. And they can only fall off one way as well. Let's get this last bit in. There we go. So that looks just like that. And that's the front of the ship done so far. So let's go on to step 9. Okay, while I did a camcorder change, I just did take all the other bits off the sprues just to save time because these get a little fiddly and take up a lot of time just doing them. But we're on stage 9, which is basically these little headlight sections here. We've got 1, let's find the other one, and there's the 2 one. They're going to be going on the vehicle, basically in these little indents just here and here. They can only go in one way, but just ensure that the silver part, which is the headlight, faces the same direction as these headlights here. So this one is going to be going in just this little thing here. So let's put a dab of glue on that. All of these details get glued in. So dab of glue on that one. When the glue decides it wants to come out, there we go. Not too much. And then this goes in just like, show you on the top camera. There. Push it all the way into the recess there. Oops, something just fell out. What just fell out then? Oh, it was the cover for my headlight. Let's just put that on again. See, these things happen when you're building. Put that back on. Right, that won't fall out again. So just checking that. So as you can see from the side camera, that's the first little headlight underneath done. Let's do the same on this one. I'm going to put a little dab, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little dab of glue just in that recess there this time. Excellent. Then we get this one in. Give it a good push down. Excellent. So I'm just looking how that looks. There we go. And that's how it looks on that. So we've got these 2 little headlight sections in here. Okay, the next stage 11, body detail 2 goes here behind the searchlights. Body detail 2 looks just like this sort of, let's show you on my hand, there we go, just looks just like that. And we've got 2 of those, so we've got the first one there, oh, and there's the second one there as well. I'm just checking which way round they go. I think they're both the same, so when they do go in, they're going to be facing forward just into this section here, so they're going to look a little bit like that. They are both the same, so we'll put some glue on these and get these put in. These do really kick it off, I have to say. Look really good. So, a bit of glue on that one. Excellent. Oops, get in there. It's funny, I just did a test fit of that. There we go. So that's that one in. And then we'll put the second one in. Again, I'm just doing a test fit to make sure that this goes in okay before I glue it. Because the next detail goes on the other side here. It's a little bit tight, this one. I know that goes in okay. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue on this. I need a little bit just on the end there. Excellent. And we'll get that in. It just drops in, to be honest with you, but you know what, I am going to use my tweezers for this because it's getting a little bit fiddly. I try not to when I don't have to, but it does make things easier when you're actually putting these bits in. There we go. And that fits in just like that, pushed all the way down. So that's looking like that from the bottom. So that was steps 11 and 12. Step 13, we've got these really tiny sort of circular bits here. I'm going to put a dab of glue in the holes that they go in, 1 and 2 there. Just so that when this is in, I am going to be putting these in with, there we go, enough glue in that one, no, a bit more. Excellent. I'm going to put these in with tweezers again because they are so fiddly. So let's pick the one up, get that in, and then push it down. Excellent. And we've got another one somewhere. Yeah, little tiny one there. Put it in there and push that down. There we go. Excellent. That's those 2 bits there. Next bit we're going to be putting in is, that was stages, these call them the aerial bases. That was stages 13 and 14. Oh God, here we go. Let me just have a quick check where we are now. Right. Stage, getting lost here. Stage 14, detail 3 is going to be going in this section here. Now, detail 3 looks like, God, trying to find what these bits look like is fun enough. Looks like this tiny little black bit here. Oops, I'm dropping everything now as well. Now, the way this goes in, it's going to be facing out of the recess. So, I'm going to put this in dry so you can see what it's going to look like. It's going to go in just like that. Okay, and we've got another one that goes in exactly the other side. So we'll get this glued in. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just on that little recess there. Excellent. And we'll get that bit in. Now can you see how detailed this is? I keep saying that, how detailed this is, but it's crazy, isn't it? But anyway, that's that bit on there. Step 18, we're going to be doing the other side. The other side's pretty symmetrical. It looks slightly different. So I guess it doesn't matter what way around it goes in. I'm just looking at the instructions here, and it says detail 4 goes in here. Again, use the inset to help orientate the part correctly. Oh, it has got a little way round it goes. It goes with the, God, it looks exactly the same, to be honest with you. I'll have a look. Okay, it's got a line running down the middle. The line running down the middle faces towards the center of the craft, as you see in the instruction manual there. So that goes in just like that. Your detailing parts should look like this. This is step 16, and yes, my detailing parts definitely look like the picture. Step 17, we're going to be putting some of these silver details in. The silver detail we want are the ones that look like hubcaps, and we've got 2 lots of these, and they're going to be going this side and this side here. So let's get those in now. I'm going to put a little dob of glue just down the recess holes here. The thing I like about this glue I'm using is it's very precision. So if I just want to get it down the holes, it will just go down the holes. I'm just checking what way round these go. I don't think it matters. It says the other set of tanks goes on the other side via their pins. So as long as the pins go in, don't matter which way round they go. So that's the first one in. We're going to put the second one in now. Make sure they're pushed all the way down. Yep, that looks perfect. So we've got that looking like that. That was steps 18. Step 19, we've got like a flat bit here. Well, actually, it's a round bit by the look of it. That's going to be going in this recess just here. And it can only go in one way again. So again, we'll put some glue just down on that recess there. There we go. And put this in place. It's completely round. As long as you put it in to the tab, it can only go in one way. So that's looking just like that there. The next bit, step 20, we're going to be putting a frame in. Now this frame is the smaller of the two frames that we've got. It's going to be going in those two pinholes there. So this is going to be sitting in just over the top like that. This actually fits in really, really tight. I'm wondering, no, I'm not going to glue that because that fits in so tight. Okay, that ain't coming out. Okay, so that's that bit in. That was step 20. Step 21, it's just saying all the parts should look like that, which yes, they do. I've still got these two sections here. Right, step 22, we're going to be putting this to one side because I've got glue coming out everywhere at the moment because we're going to be working just with this little bit here. Okay, step 22, we've got this sort of flat section here is going to be fitting on this little craft, and there is a place for it to go just in that little hole there, and the way it goes in is with it pointing upwards. So when we put this in, it's going to sort of look like that. It's going to be facing upwards, not downwards. See that? So we'll get that glued in. Going to put a bit of glue this time on this side. Just like that, little tiny bit. And then we'll bring this bit back over and glue this into place. Just like that. So that's all in place. Once that's done, it should look like this, step 23. And step 24, we're going to be mounting this to the vehicle. And it can only go in one place, to that point there. With this circular bit obviously fitting down that massive hole that we got there. So all I'm going to do is secure it in with the pin and just one of the other sides, not on the centre circle, because I'm guessing we may have to be gluing that or put something in its place, and I don't want the glue to be making a mess. So I'm not going to be able to force it in. Okay, so what I'm going to do what I did last time and cut this pin off, because that pin is far too big to go down in there. The glue will definitely be enough to hold it. So that's cut off. I'll just make sure I put a little bit of glue where that pin is going to be securing. There we go. And then we'll put that bit down again. So as you can see, I have problems. And when you do encounter problems, it's how you fix them. That's the measure of a man. But that looks just like that. That's gone in absolutely perfectly. And the last detail we've got, which is this one here, is going to go over the whole canopy here, which is just the cage, which slips just in that little recess there. I'm just going to check that this one's going in okay, which by the look of it does. I'm just seeing how far, and it doesn't go far down, so there is a little bit of a lip on it. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this. This is the final part for this stage. There's the glue on that, and we'll put this in place. And that's in place just like that, looking really good. And that's basically that stage complete. So I'm going to put this to one side, just show you what it looks like underneath actually. Put that to one side and we'll go on to the next stage. Now I am completely covered in glue at the moment, but we're going to be bringing this pod back because we're going to be doing some floor details and going back to Firefly again. So for this time, we need this pack just here. So we'll open that up because we need detail 5, which is this big long bit here. And once again, I don't want this to be spilling all over the place. So we'll get this out. Oh. And I keep saying how hard this is to get these out of here, but there's got to be an easier way. There we go, and they've come out fine. Make sure that's empty, because we need this detail here, which is detail 5. I'm just going to put that to one side where you can still see it, because we're probably going to need it. But this detail here is going to be going right next to the track. You've got 4 pins on the back. It isn't really directional. It's going to be going in sort of, guys, so fiddly, but it's going to be going in just like that in there and pushed down. It says detail 5 will fit into these holes. It doesn't matter which way round it goes. All tails and feathers should be secured with a small amount of glue. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm not gluing it because, again, that is not coming out of there. That is really held in tight. And if I don't need to glue, I will. But I wanted to make sure that it fits underneath just that detail there. Otherwise, this thing's going to bow. So it does fit just underneath that detail there. So we're happy with that. Okay, so step 3, we've got these red things here. We've got 2 of them actually, but there's only one that will fit in correctly to the holes that it's going to go into, which is on this side, just here. I'll show you on the side camera. They're going to go here. So I'm going to put a dab of glue on these and we'll get these in. Excellent. How many times have I thrown that glue around today? Make sure this fits in perfectly. Might have to turn this around actually, just so I can make sure that this is in perfectly. That's in. Looking just like that. That was steps 3 done. Similarly, it says glue detail 8 here against the edge. I'm just looking at how they want that to go. Oh, I've done that. No, I haven't done that. I'm just looking. Oh yeah, so you've got one side, and then the other one, which is slightly bigger, will be going on the other side, exactly opposite. So you've got one this side here, one's going to go the other side opposite. I've done these the wrong way round as in the instructions, but they are in the correct places to where they need to go. So let's put them in. God, this is fiddly. Right, okay, I'm going to hold it from my end here so I can get these in. Oh, come on, get in there. You know it's in because it will be sitting straight just like that. So that's that section there in. That was step 4 done. Now step 5, detail 9 goes here next to 7. So we're going to be staying on this side that I'm working on here. And we're going to have these 2 bits here. These 2 bits are exactly the same. And they're going to mirror. So once again, we're going to have one this side and one the other side as well. And we get these put in again. This is steps 5, 6 and 7. We must make sure we put them the right way around. It says press detail 9 into place carefully from its base rather than from the top. Because if you push it in from the top, you're going to break them things. You don't want to do that. So a little bit of glue on these. Make sure you put them in the right way. The way they go is the back of the flowers obviously face the outside of the ship. So I've got to be quiet while I put these in because I don't want to push them down from the top like it told me I don't want to do. So I'm going to put that in place. I'm going to try and push it down with a screwdriver here to get that in. There we go. 1's in, 2's in. That's the easiest way to do that. Did need quite a lot of force. So to be honest with you, if you didn't have that, I've got a bit of excess glue that I'm just getting off. If you didn't have that, you would break that, I reckon. So don't go doing that. Okay, this is the next stage. 1, 2, and again, just line it up to where it's got to go, like that. Whoops, it fell over then. You're going to have to try and get it in a little bit, I think. Get my trusty screwdriver. Oh, 1's in, 2's in. There we go, and they're into place as well. Just wipe off a little bit of excess glue I've got there. Excellent. And that's those 2 details in there. Next detail, stage 8, we've got a detail which looks like this white bit here. Take that out. And this is going to be going over this side, hiding this hole that we've got in the floor right in there. Can you see that on the side camera? So again, this can only go in one way. I'm going to dab a bit of glue in it because it's going to mirror the plug hole that's been left by when we put that screw in for the base. Just like that. There we go. And that's that bit in there. That was a little bit fiddly as well. That was step 8. Step 9, we've got another detail here, which is like a little plug section. I'm just looking through my collection of bits and see what we've got. Oh, there we go. We've got this little plug section over here. I'm going to get that out as well because we've got the other side here which needs some sort of plug in it, and this plug is going to follow the little gold trend that we've got running through there. So we need to make sure that we put this in the right way so that it's in line with all the other gold trim that we got in there. I'm going to put some glue actually on this section this time, just like that, because I'm going to hold this in with tweezers and put this in with tweezers this time. Because I want to make sure this is lined up correctly. So So we'll push that down. Oh, that didn't want to go in. Try again. So that when this bit's in, there we go, it's going to fit absolutely flush, and it's going to continue that line that we've got on the thing there. That just went in perfectly then. I could see that being tricky as well, but no, that went in perfectly, and that's that stage complete. So look, a lot of detail going on in that pod there now. But we'll put that to one side because we're going to be continuing with the Firefly. And for this, we need everything else which is in here. So I'm just looking at, we've got some axles in there. So I'm going to tip all of those bits out, make sure I've got every single bit out, which I have. We're going to cut these axles out because I'm guessing, well, hey, making a right mess. Because I'm guessing we're going to be needing them later. Come on, axles, get out the pack. One more. You don't want to lose these. To be honest with you, these little axles here, there's 3 of them, are the tiniest that I've seen of all of them so far. They're tinier than pins, to be honest with you. So, first stage we're going to be doing, stage 1, we're going to be gluing the cockpit windscreen to the cockpit. The cockpit windscreen is just this black thing that we got here. It can only go in one way because you've got little tabs at the bottom here. So we'll put a little dab of glue just around the edge here. As I said, this is quite a precision glue, so I can direct where I'm putting glue onto this model, so I'm not covering it. And then push that down. There we go. That's the cockpit top done. That was stage 1. It says press the part into place. Stage 2, already done that. Stage 3, we're going to be putting a horn which goes on top. Now the horn again fits in just this little bit, just a hole just there. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the horn section, I think, because I should be able to hold this section. Excellent. Turn it around. Make sure the horn's facing forward in the direction of the windscreen. And make sure it's straight, which it is. And if you've got any excess glue, which I have a little tiny bit, then get it off very quickly. Excellent. So that's looking like that. That's the horn section on. Next section, it says orientate the part like this, which we have. That's done perfectly. Now we're going to be bringing this over from this section here because we're going to be putting the cockpit on the vehicle. Now the way this goes is we hold it upside down and the cockpit is going to be going right on the front of the vehicle just like this here. And the way this is kept on, which I'm just trying to figure out now, it says cockpit assembly slots onto the main front of the body like this. Here is how the upper body section of the Firefly should look, which it does. But it's not told me how to put this on at all. There's no glue holes, so I'm guessing we will be gluing this into place. Okay, so for doing this, I'm just going to put some glue on the back pieces, I think, because this is the bit that's going to be in connection with the vehicle. So if I put a line of glue just down there, and the same on the other side there, that should be enough to hold this front cockpit section in. This is steps 5 and 6. They haven't told us to glue it, but I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't. So it slots into these little recesses here, and you'll know you've got it in because there you go, it's in the groove. It'll fit just like that. Perfect. Now I've glued mine. I don't know whether we're meant to glue it, but that's how it looks from the front, and that's how it looks from the top there. So that's nice and straight, and obviously this red band's going to continue all the way around the vehicle there. Looks pretty cool though. So that's that section done. Now we're going to be bringing over the base section that we got here because we're going to be offering these 2 bits together. So the way it goes is the front of the vehicle is, the back of the vehicle is going to be with the little bit that's coming off there. So when we put this on, it's going to be looking like that way round. Okay. So once we offer this together, just checking. Do we glue it? Oh, sorry about that. Doesn't say to glue it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push it in and see how secure it is. And if it's not secure, I'm going to glue it. So let's get these bits on. 1 bit's in, 2 bits are in. It's not secure, I'm going to glue it. That ends that little argument. Okay, so put them back in again. Come on. There we go. And that's that section in there. Got a nice little ship there. I do like this little one here. Okay. So once we've done that, we're going to put that to one side because we're going to be dealing with the actuator arm now, which are these things here. This little trough bit here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting these two bits together. So the way that they look, just looking at the picture, the top of the arm is going to be smaller than the back. So as you can see on this side camera here, you've got two lengths on this. You've got a long length at the bottom, a smaller length on the top. That's top. Just remember that's top. So when we put this on the when we put this on the actuator, make sure it's directional. This one here with the thing going down, it's going to be pointing upwards. So the way this goes in, this comes in from the bottom here, and it's going to look just like that. That's how it's going to look. So it says fit the right actuator onto one of the actuators. Both actuators are the same, but make sure you orientate the parts to one another correctly. So that is perfectly in place. It doesn't say to glue it or anything, so we're going to do the same with the other side. Just mirroring exactly what we just did. Just like that, with the longer end towards the top. There we go. So we've got the two parts in just like that. And we're going to be putting these actually on the little trough here. So I've got it this way round. And the way they go, let's get this right, is, oh, this is going to be fun. Glue the right actuator pair and these pins to the right hand side of the vehicle. So when they're in place, you'll have one in just like that and this end just like this. I just want to check that this area should be facing inwards, which it does. So when this is in, you want to make sure that this pin's facing inwards, and the opposite will be said for the other side here, okay? I think both sides are going to be facing inwards. I'm just checking that. Yep, they will be. So you need to make sure, whoops, I'm going to glue this one in place now anyway, because I think that'll probably be for the best. Okay, so when these are in, I'm just going to look this again, make sure we've got it in right. Yep, this is going to be going in just like that. So let's get some glue on these now. Did just break open then, so I'm going to make sure I still put it in the right way. Make sure it's straight. That's the most important thing. Has to be straight. Excellent. So that's the first one in, and we're going to be mirroring on the other side here. And when I say mirroring, what we want to make sure of is that where you see that pin coming in, we want to have exactly the same thing on the other side here. So this one is going to be going in with the short end to the top again, just like that. But this time, this pin is going to be going in from this way. So it's going to look just like that when it's in. So again, we'll put some glue on these, dab some glue on just these little bits here. A little bit there, a little bit there. And let's get these bits in. One in, two in. Make sure they're straight. I'm just looking at these, they're looking straight. I am holding these bits in place. I have to, oh god, one just fell out. I'm holding them in place because I want them to stick completely straight. Just looking at the other side there. And that looks really good. So basically, when you've done, you'll have it looking just like that. Quite a little tricky bit that was, I have to say. But yep, looking really, really good. So that's going to be the trough that's going on it. Now what we do is we're going to bring this vehicle back because we're going to be offering these two little bits here into the front of the vehicle. Now the way these go, it says once the glue is dried fully, because obviously these are going to still be like quite hard to move, or easy to move until the glue sets. We're going to be just putting this into the front of the build. So make sure the arms are parallel to each other and in line with the main body. You do not glue this, because if you glue it, you're going to have a bad time. It's just going to just fall out of place. So I've got one in. I'm just going to put that in just on the other side there. So it looks like that. And then that's all ready to go up and down and stuff like that. So I'm just going to leave it that way for the minute. That looks really good, doesn't it? I do like that. Anyway, so that'll be looking just like that there. Once we've done that, we've got that on, we're going to be gluing some aerials in. So these little metal things are actually aerials. I didn't realise that. I thought they were axles. Okay, so we need these three things here because we're going to be gluing the aerials in. Now, the way they go, just having a look at the vehicle here, where we're actually going to pin these in. You've got the two black sections here that we put in earlier on, the little tiny details. I'm going to dab a little bit of glue on the end of this rod here. Just like that. One of them is going to be going in one at the top of the black little detail we put in there. I'm going to push that down with the side of my tweezers, just to make sure that's in all the way. Excellent. We're going to do the same with the second one. I do like these little aerials, I have to say. They look really good. Right, the second one. Look at the detail. You're going to get sick and tired of me on this build saying about the detail here. I'm just making sure that they're perfectly perpendicular, which they are. Perpendicular, symmetrical, shall I say. And then the last area was just going into the back, I believe. Just have a look, yeah, into this little silver bit here. So let's put that in. They're really fiddly. Little bit of glue on this. Excellent. Put that in that last hole just there. It's like threading a needle. There we go. And then that one's in as well. And that is the finished Firefly. What do you think of that? Let's show you a picture of that one. That is excellent. I love the detail on that. Looks very good. So that's Firefly completed. Okay, next stage, we're going to be bringing this part back over because we're going to be putting some walkways in. So the walkways are part of this pack here. Let's open it up. Oh, and we got some sprues again. So we got one. Let's move this to the back for a second. We got a little sprue there, and then we've got all of these walkways here. So we can chuck that away. So the first thing we've got to do is we're going to be taking these little brackets off. I think that'll probably be the best thing to do because we are going to need them off later, and just see if there's any burrs on them. But 3, 4, 5, and last but not least 6. That's good. We have got a couple of burrs on them, which I'm just going to take off now with my trusty nail clippers. And if they need to be filed down, I will file them down. But that normally gets rid of any burrs that I've got. Actually, there's some here that just don't need to be. I just need a little bit of a file bit on this one. I suppose when I'm doing this, if you're building along with me, it gives you time to do the same thing I'm doing. And if you're not building on with me and you're just interested in watching the video, then by all means, skip this part. Because this is the boring bit. Okay, that's all the burrs gone. Excellent. So it says look for the R marks on the walkways R1 and R2. So we've got, oh God, right. So we've got, I'm just looking for R marks. Right, that's gone L marks. So this one here has got an R mark. I'm just looking at this section here. Oh, it's tiny. I might have to. So we've got the R mark on this one and an L mark on that one. So I've got the piece that it's actually going into. And on this one, on these bits here, God, we're looking for an L or an R, I think. Let's have a look. I might have to get my, oh yeah, this one's got an R on and this one's got an L on. They're actually written just on the side there, really tiny. As a matter of fact, let's get my thing and see if you can see that through there. Can you see that? I don't know, there is an L and an R on there, trust me. Okay, I'm just going to put my little magnifying glass down. Okay, so what we need to do, it says join these files, so we need to have R1 and R2. So this part here, double checking again, is R, and this one here is definitely, whoops, definitely, that's L. See, I'm glad I checked. This one here is definitely R. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be securing these two bits together. So this is going to go the other side of the walkway, just like that. Okay, it's going to be glued in because we've got loads of pins to glue these in. So what I'm going to do is just put a dab of glue on these pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pick it up. And we're going to secure this to the other side. This is very detailed work, I have to say, this one. We'll get the first pin in, and then we should have a problem putting all the rest of them in. There we go. Make sure they're all in. So we've got our first walkway looking just like that. That was step 3, and step 4 basically is just showing you that's what it should look like. We're going to do exactly the same with the other side, which is the left side. So we'll get these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to offer this to this side as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that walkway looks just like that. That's mirrored. So that's excellent. That's up to step 8. Right, step 9. We're going to be joining these smaller walkways up, or this small walkway up here. So this is 9 and 10, exactly what we've just done before. So we're going to have 3 pieces of walkway basically. 1, 2, 3. And we secure this to this one. Getting that last one in. There we go. So it looks like that. So that's the third walkway in place. Excellent. Once we've done that, we're going to be glue walkway C to the right walkway. Be careful to orientate the part exactly as shown here. So the way we're going to have it is these walkways here are going to be sort of like this way round, and then this bit is going to be going in the middle of them. Okay, now we've got 2 points to actually secure this because we've got pins either side. So what I'll do is I'm going to put some glue just on the pins on each side, and then we'll get this, and it's going to look sort of like an N, I suppose, or a U, depending on what way you're looking at it. So we'll get these in place first. It can only go in one way, but we'll put this one in first. Really small holes these are. Really, really small holes. Okay, that's the first one in. Then we're going to do the same on the other side here. Probably best to offer this whole thing up to the other side. Like that. So there we go. We have it looking just like that there. That looks excellent. Okay, so once we've got that, that's up to step 15. Now we've already taken the sprues off because we're going to be gluing these sprues onto different sections of the gangway here. So it says remove stay L1 from the smooth and remove any spurs. L1 is the longest ones. Okay. Now the longest ones are going to be going onto this frame here, and they're going to be securing into these 2 holes that you can see on the side camera just there. So they're going to be going this side, facing down, like, put it in dryly, like, oh, don't want to go in very well, I have to say. There we go, but just like that. I haven't glued these in. Does it say to glue them? Use glues for all stays to bond them in the frames. The reason I have is that just went in so tight, it's not coming out. I don't glue things if I know for a fact they're not going to come out. So once we've done that, we're going to be doing exactly the same on the other side here. So let's get that bit in now. It mirrors exactly the same on the other side here. I'm going to see if it's really tight like that last one was. It's really tight. Yep, I'm going to keep that in. If I need to glue them later, I will, but there you go, that's that. I'm going to do all this on the side camera now because the camera did run out then. But make sure they're the 2 longest ones. Then we're going to be doing the next ones in, which go basically 2 back here, and they're the shorter ones now, which are the medium sized ones, if you like. They're going to go in the middle bits. I think if you were to see how tight these are going in, you'll realise why I'm not gluing them, because it's taken a fair bit of pressure. And then last but not least, we're going to be putting the last ones in, and they just go into this second one in just here, and this will be steps 2 23 and 24. So in the end, they should all be in line with each other, ready to take this walkway. This will take us all the way up to step 27. Can you see how hard it is to get these in? Don't glue them. I know the instructions tell you to glue them, but you really aren't going to need glue. But that's what it's going to look like from the top there. So we're ready to offer it now to the gangway. Okay, now, so step 28, 29 and 30, we're going to be putting this walkway in. And basically, we've got some indents, as you can see, in the walkway here. They're just going to glue to the bits that we've just put down here. So what I'm going to do is just dab some glue into the recesses where they're going to be going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's better to do it that way because trying to put glue on the on these undersides is going to be a nightmare. Now this is where it's going to get fiddly because we've got to get this in and start offering the pieces up. So let's see how this goes. It goes this way round before I put it in, just so you can see, with the opening towards the small hatch. So we'll put the first one in now, and then the front ones, just like that. You heard them clicking in there. Just looking, make sure it's all straight in there. It is all straight, and that is now all connected up. That looks amazing. As a matter of fact, before I go on, I'm going to take a picture of that just so you can see how cool that actually looks. What do you think of that? That looks absolutely excellent. Okie dokie. So once we've done that, we've got the gangway up, we're going to be going to the next stage, which is the interior wall. So I'm just going to push that to one side for a minute while I bring over this pack here. Now this is going to have a lot of detailing on it, just like you've seen for all the other bits in that pod. Would you have believed, that just went everywhere. Would you have believed how detailed that pod was going to be? That was just amazing, I have to say. Okay, so we get these bits out. So we've got a little red bit there, a little bit there. There's little tiny bits actually, and loads of sprues. So I'm going to make sure that I've got everything I need. And then I think, before I continue, I am going to just break these things off the sprues now, because I am aware that takes up a lot of time. So let's get these off the sprues. Okay, so I've taken all the details off the sprues and got rid of all the burrs and stuff like that. So we're ready to continue now. First thing we're going to do is starting to put these details into place. So detail 1 is just a small, tiny, like, I don't know what it is, a little button sort of thing. That's going to be going just in this detail just there where there's a roundness in there. So let's put that in there. Dab of glue on there, and then we'll put this detail in place first. Excellent, that's that bit on. Yay! Next detail. It's sort of like a square, sort of white square thing. It can go in, see what way it goes in. It's got like it can only go in one way. And it's pretty uniform, the square is, to be honest with you. It's not going to go in any other way. But we got those two bits in. So we're going to be putting one each side. So we'll have one going in this side. Make sure it's straight, and then push it down. Making sure these things are straight is probably the challenge. Right, then put the second one in. Whoops. Excellent. So that looks just like that. Got those two bits in there. Step 3, we've got another detail, which is this. Now I'm colourblind. I'm guessing it's purple. I'm hoping it's purple. If it isn't, I'm sure you're going to tell me. But this detail just goes in this square below it. Just like that. Turn the page. This is stage 24, by the way. Next stage, we've got a little red bit which is angled. Now the angle is the top and the bottom. So the bottom's going to be the bottom of the. It's got a little switch, and the bottom's going to be the bottom. Right. Okay. Look at the picture, and that'll explain about the top and the bottom. Because we're going to be gluing this part into an indent, which is here. Now I'm just going to look how it goes. I can see how it goes now. This is going to be tricky to put in. I am going to use, it's going to go in just like that, but I am going to use tweezers for this, because this is going to be pretty tricky. So let's see if we can pick that up. Okay, excellent. I'm going to, whoops, chuck my glue around that I've been doing this whole build so far, and put a dab of glue just in the inside there. Excellent. And then we're going to touch that in just like we had it, just into that section there. That's gone in perfectly. So it's looking just like that. That was that section in. It will match the curve of the wall, which it does. That looks really good, actually. Okay, next section. We've got these two little details here, which have got an L and an R. So they've both got R's in, but one's small and one's big. Can you see that on the top camera there? These are going to be going into these two sections here and here. So we get these put in first. Put a bit of glue in each side. That's enough. And we'll put these two bits in. These should fit in pretty easily. One in. They do click into place, as you just heard there. And there's the second bit in. So that's looking just like that. Next bit we're going to be putting in, this is step 16, is a little, I've got lights, I'm trying to find a bit. I'm not seeing the bit that I need. I'm looking for, oh, it is just one of the light bits. Right, so one of the light bits are going to be going in this side here, this way around there. And we're going to be mirroring this all the way along the unit here. So we've got, I believe, 6 of these, have we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, yeah, which mirrors it. So all of them are going to go in there just like that. So let's put the lights in. Going to put a little dab of glue on each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I think I'm going to get my tweezers, because these are going to be fiddly, and get these in. Oops, drop that. Most important thing, definitely with this section, is to make sure they are in straight. 2, oh, 2. You can probably hear a pin drop when I'm doing this, because I really am trying to concentrate. Get this orientated the right way around. There we go. And the last one. The last one doesn't want to go in properly, as usual. Just looking, make sure they're all lovely and straight. Yep, lovely and straight, looking just like that. So that's all the lights in. And last but not least, if we bring over this pod again, now the way this is going to be fitting in, let's show you on the side camera, is this is going to be going around the back area just like this here. As you can see, it's going to look something like that when it's in, just like that. But what we've got to do is we've got this thing here which says Thunderbird 2 Pod 3, and this is going to be pointing, God, I'm trying to show you this, just on the other side of this, I don't think I'm going to be able to show you. There's 2 pins that this is attached to, and when this puts in, it needs to be aimed slightly down, just slightly down, because it's basically going to be facing the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some little bit of glue on these bits here. Obviously make sure this is round the right way as well. The last thing we want is it to say Thunderbird 2, and now they're suggesting putting it in with tweezers, which might be for the best actually. So I can hold it in that way, and then this will help me get it in each side. So that's the first one in there. Whoops, get that in there. See, there is a pin for it to go in, and then we'll do the same on the other side. There we go. It naturally faces down anyway, but I'm just making sure that I have put that the right way round. I have Thunderbird 2 Pod 3. God, how many times do I want to... Let's try and show you that. Look at that. There we go. And that's on the wall there. And that was stage complete. That was section 29 completed. So, the last stage, stage 25. Oh no, last stage. I think the stage 26 as well, actually. Nope, stage 25 is the last stage. We've got some more details in this last bit here, which we're going to be putting onto this pod frame here. So, let's open this up. And we're building the bottom of another excavator. So the bits we need for this are pretty much that one. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to tip everything out. That's probably going to be for the best. And we'll take the bits as we need them. We don't need anything broken off of sprues this time, I don't think. So, okay, the first thing we're going to do is you should have a little square thing, which is, I'm believing, detail 17. No, we want detail 7. That's on the sprue. So this little square, oh, look, there's me saying there's no sprue. And there's a blinking sprue. Right, I'm going to have to get, this is a really delicate bit in here. I'll have to get this off. Using utmost care for this one. Because this is a really tiny bit. And the other side here. Have you seen anyone before use these as sprue cutters, nail clippers? Probably not. Okay, so this little square bit here is going to be going in just this detail under that light here. So we'll put a dab of glue on that now. Excellent. And we'll put that bit on. Now I've just noticed, silly me, that there is a little burr on there, which is now gone. Should have checked that first. And let's just file that little bit of edge down. Should have checked that first, but that's off. Excellent. That's that detail in. Next stage, it's detail 9 goes here. Detail 9 is sort of like a... Oh, I don't know what these things used to be called. But it goes in that shape thing there. Parallelogram. No, not that. Trapeze. Is it a trapeze shape? Oh my god, I don't know my shapes. I'm sure it's a trapeze. Right, this bit here. Just go into that recess there. Perfecto, like that. That was detail 9. Detail 10, which is, I love finding these bits. This bit here, looking just like that. That's going to be going in, this long bit going down here. So we get that glued in. One bit of glue just at the top of the bottom there to get that in. Excellent, that's that bit in. Detail 19, which is a little red bit, which looks a bit like this bit here. That's going to be going in this way round. And that's going to be going into this section with these 2 pinholes just there. So I will put a bit of glue on the red bit for this one. Excellent. And then get this into place. And I'm going to push that down. There we go. So it clicks perfectly in there, just like that. That's that bit in. Step 13, detail, which looks a bit like, oh, this is fun, isn't it? This one here is going to be going into, let's see what way around it goes. It goes into these pinholes here, so that's going to go in just like that. So let's put a bit of glue on there. Excellent. Next one, detail 11, which looks like this one here, and it goes in directional. It's going to be fitting into this bit here, so we'll put that in. Bit of glue, enough just to hold it in. It goes this way round, so as you can see it goes that way round. That's that stage done. Okay, next stage. Okay, so detail 8 is going just under this section here. This is the tiny white bit that we just took off there. I'm gonna, let's put some glue just on the holes here, because this is going to need tweezers to put in. Oh, this is going to be hard. So I'm going to hold that at the top with my tweezers, and then we'll put this in the holes. One's in. The second one doesn't want to go in. Get in there. Ah, perfect. There you go, that's in there. Got a little bit of excess glue on there. I'm going to quickly wipe that off. Excellent. So that looks just like that. That was step 8. Step 8. Step 9, we've got another sort of squarish bit, which is going in here, and this is going to be going in. It can only go in one way because it's a rectangle. I say square. That just glued down then into this bit just underneath that bit we put in. I really am so going to need a new cutting mat after this. Amount of glue. There you go. That's that bit in there. It's when you want to roll with this, it's really easy, to be honest with you. So step 10, we've got detail 16, which is like a red sort of thing here, which is this one. That's going to be going in just underneath there. It's going to go in there. So again, I'm going to put a bit of glue on that. Excellent. And put this bit in. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Again, I'm going to need tweezers for this. That's all glued on. That's that bit on there. That was hard. Okay, next bit we're going to be putting on, that was step 10. Step 11, we've got another little bit here, which is, oh God, it's getting confusing now. By detail 18, which is this like grey forked bit here, that's going to be going, just having a look in here, just below that red thing we put in, it's going to be going in just like that in there. So I'm going to put a dab of glue in the middle of that. There, just like that. And we'll push this into place. That fits in perfectly just like that. Excellent. Oh, little bit of excess glue. Quick, get it off. Get it off. Excellent. Don't want that. So that looks like that. Next one is detail 14, which is this great big thing here. This is going to be going... let's see how this goes in. This is going to be going into the top bit just like that, sort of hanging over just like that there. Just making sure it's directional. Yep, and it goes in the way that I've just put it there as well. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue just on the ends here. 1, 2. Put that in. As you saw, that bit there just held itself in by itself, but that's nice and straight, so that goes in just like that. Detail 13, which is another little square thing, which is going on the far side over here. Little touch of glue. Whizzing through these sprues, aren't we? And little tiny detail pieces. There we go, and that's that piece in there. Step 14, right, for step 14 we're going to be attaching a bit to this. So this bit here is going to be going onto this bit here, just like so. So we get this glued in. I say that, am I going to need to? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get it out. Yeah, I can't get it out. So we'll put that bit in now. A bit of glue there and there. And then this is going to go, can only go in one way. It's going to go in just like so, clips in. So it looks like that. And then this whole bit here is going to be secured into just this station here. So we'll put some glue around here, just bits of dots. And then it can only go in one way. So it goes in just like that, looking just like that there. Oh, next one, detail 22. What's detail 22? Detail 22 is this white section here, and this is going to be going on this piece just there. Just seeing if it's directional. I think it is, because it hangs. It doesn't hang properly, so it goes in that way. You just saw me put it in there. So we put some glue on here. You see, because it lies flat to it. Oops, this one doesn't. Let's put these on the pins. I'm only putting little tiny bits of glue on there. So, but this one fits on this way, like that. That was step 16. And the next one, 23, goes next to it, and it's going to be this way round. So it's going to fit in just like that. So we'll put that one in now. Oh, there's a bit too much glue there, but lucky it's going to be covered. So we'll put that bit in. Excellent. And last but not least, the last detail here is step 18. This bit, and it's going to be going in that way round that you see me putting it there. What do you think of the detail of this wall? It's really good, isn't it? Okay, so that goes in just like that there. Okay, and then once we've done that, I'm just having a look to make sure that there's nothing missing. 1, 2. We've got these holes here. I'm not sure what they're for. But yep, that's all the details in. So that's that stage complete. So what we can do is just show you how that's going to look on the back there. It's going to look just like that. Pretty cool. And I will get some pictures of this as well. What do you think of that picture? That is excellent, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to put this to one side because we have almost finished this pack. You know what? I'm bringing that wall back. I have missed a bit. And I'm just having a look what bit I've missed. Because I've got a bit here. And I can see where it goes on the picture. It goes in this section here. Sorry I missed that stage. When did I have to put that bit in? That was stage... oh, that was stage 6. I missed stage 6 out. Sorry about that. Let's put that in. That's that bit going in there. There we go. And that's what the finished thing looks like. What do you think of that? That looks excellent. Okay, so last but not least, we're going to be doing the excavator again. So I'm just going to part these bits. I'm going to try and part these bits. There we go. We get all the sprues off. This should be really easy and whiz through. We've done this so many times now that, yeah, we shouldn't have a problem putting this on at all. And the last bits that we've got left are all to do with this. So let's get those bits off. So that's that one off. And this is going to be exactly the same way as we've been building every vehicle that we've done so far. So what I'm going to do is, rather than show you the instructions for this, we're just going to whiz through it. Because we should be really adept at this now. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the cog parts. So dab of glue. 1, 2. And then get these in. Making sure that they're going in the right way. That's the first one in. Put that to one side. Do the same with the second one. These cog parts. A little bit on top there. A little bit on this side. Oops. Excellent. Pick the piece up. Put it in. There we go. That's the second bit done. And we do exactly the same with all of these bits. Let's turn them around the right way. God, I could probably build vehicles in like 10 seconds flat now. Okay, so just like last time, dab of glue. 1, 2. And we put that bit in. It's another wheel done. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just dab a glue for everything here. Just so I know that 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that will speed things up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Put these in. That's another wheel done. That's another wheel done. See how easy it is when you know what you're doing? That's another wheel done. That's another wheel done. And last but not least, last one. That's another wheel done. So then what we're going to do, we'll open the axle packs up. I think the most important thing when we do this is to identify what the rear of the vehicle is. Now the rear of the vehicle of this one is going to be, just looking at the rear, the back is the section on this with this extrusion coming out here. So that's the back of the vehicle. That means that's going to be the section that has the cogs in it. So I'm going to get them ready now. We'll put the wheels on. First one's in. Put that like that. And we'll put the other side in. Excellent. And then we do exactly the same with all the other wheels here now. So one's on there. One's on there. Quite a long pack, this one. There was a lot to do in this pack, so hopefully some of you have bared with me for the whole thing. If you have, that's a feat. but we've almost finished now. But I really don't blame you for skipping around. But if you've just got me on in the background listening to my dulcet tones, then, you know, that's all good too. So we're just putting the last of these tyres on. Say tyres, they're like track wheels. There we go. So that looks just like that. So we can wheel that around. Then we're going to put the tracks on. This is step 13. No, actually, they want me to put the grill on first. I should have done that actually earlier on. But the grill can only go on one way and it's going to fit on the front of the vehicle just like that. Okay, that's all done. It doesn't say to glue, but I'm not going to glue it because that fits on really tight. And then we just put the tracks on, which is the last bit of this stage. So there's the first one. Again, we're a dab hand at this now. So once they're on, make sure that it's not just like that. There we go. That's the first one on. And we'll do the second one just like that, making sure that it's on perfectly, which it is. And that, my friends, is pack 4 completed. That was excellent. Really enjoyed that one. Only a few problems there and I almost lost a bit, but you know, didn't go too bad. We're going to have pack 5 soon, but remember, if that has whet your appetite and you want to subscribe to this yourself, then just click on the, well, say click on the link, type in the link there. It's a short code, that one, and then you get 5% discount if you use that code there. Other than that, hope you like that video. Pack 5 coming soon. Take care.